To obtain the recognition of being the first candidate for the UNICEF Child-Friendly Cities initiative, the city completed a situational analysis on the state of children's rights based on community assessments with over 600 Houstonians and a government assessment conducted with the support of the Rice University's Kinder Institute, Understanding Houston, and the Mayor's Office of Complete Communities. And the City of Houston conducted intergenerational workshops and completed the Houston Child-Friendly Cities Initiative Action Plan, which includes city-level theories of change that highlight child-friendly governance and citywide strategies for improving the well-being of all children and young people. Being recognized in the UNICEF Child-Friendly Cities Initiative signals that the City of Houston is well on its way to improving children's well-being and building the better future they deserve. This recognition is a message to the world that Houston is dedicated to putting children first and is the culmination of a 2-year journey which was led by the Mayor's Office of Education. Again, I would like to thank Director Olivera Jankowska and Program Manager Laura Quayler for spearheading this effort. Getting this status would not have been possible without collaboration between nearly 10 city departments and more than 30 community organizations that invested in advocating and supporting children's rights. I commend every council member, every council general, and the congressperson for the work their offices have already done to ensure that Houston's children are safe. And most importantly, I would like to acknowledge the more than 600 Houstonians that have contributed to this process through surveys and workshops. The City of Houston and UNICEF USA have also worked to support children in sports, as noted in our successful bid to be a host city for the 2026 World Cup. Houston was the first and remains the largest city to have endorsed the Children's Bill of Rights in sports, developed by the Aspen Institute through its Project Play initiative and supported by UNICEF USA. UNICEF and the City of Houston believe every child has the right to grow up in an environment where their voices are heard, where they are seen, and where they are accounted for. We are proud to have amazing young leaders in the Mayor's Youth Council and CFCI Youth Council that lend their voices to make Houston a more child-friendly place. Their contribution in the CFCI progress provide an important perspective of the challenges and opportunities facing youth in Houston. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, mental health challenges were the leading cause of disability and poor life outcomes in young people, with up to 1 in 5 children ages 3 to 17 in the United States having a mental, emotional, developmental, or behavioral disorder. The pandemic exacerbated the pre-existing challenges that Americans' youth face. At the end of last year, the U.S. Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, issued a new Surgeon General's advisory to highlight the nation's youth mental health crisis and outline several recommendations to improve youth mental health. 2 of these recommendations were to recognize that mental health is an essential part of overall health and to empower youth and their families to recognize, manage, and learn from difficult emotions. As part of UNICEF's Child-Friendly Cities initiative, we have developed efforts designed to prioritize the mental health of young people in our community by training 460 service providers, educators, community members, and parents in youth mental health aid and the impact of trauma and adverse childhood experiences. The COVID-19 pandemic greatly exacerbated the challenges that children face, and now more than ever, children rely on adults for the guidance and nurture they need to grow. It is up to all of us to step up and fill in that gap. As the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to be unearthed and we work to rebuild, we have a unique opportunity to offer a more effective, inclusive vision for Houston's youngest, most vulnerable residents. Every issue, whether poverty, homelessness, climate change, racial injustice, gun violence, healthcare, or education, it is our children who are often the ones most impacted. And finally, the United States is a recognized leader in the advocacy of human rights and has an obligation to the children of the world, and Houston is well positioned and ready to lead this effort. We are committed, Mr. President, to guiding this city, this state, and this nation through a moral transformation in the affairs of children's rights. As the first child-friendly city candidate in America, We are ready to lead by example and take concrete action to translate these commitments into extensive, tangible programs and policies. And although Houston is positioned to lead this work is not ours alone. So young people my age, young people and younger who are in this audience, who are listening, my message to you is very simple. Keep believing, keep building, keep raising your voice, keep advocating for yourselves. We believe in you, we love you, and we certainly want to do everything we can to support you. And for those of us here today who care about building this world, about equality and inclusion and progress, we have an obligation to help our children succeed, for they are the greatest reflection of the present and the most accurate predictor of our future, which is why today is more meaningful, because this is the first step, and it is happening right here in Houston. We look forward to continuing to work with UNICEF and completing the process of officially designating Houston as a child-friendly city. And we start by taking negativity and turning them into positives. And one of the things that's destroying and hurting our kids more than anything else is the toxicity that's in the air. So adults, let's clean the air. Let's make it more positive, and our children will be the benefactors. These are our children, and I underscore our, because it's not about a biological connection, but these are our kids. And it matters not what they look like, it matters not where they come from, and that matters not their language, it matters not whether they're documented or undocumented. Those things are irrelevant. What is important is that these are our children, and we love each and every one of them.